How can a husband negotiate a lower settlement amount when he has to pay alimony to his wife? After having represented dozens and dozens of husbands, I see that a husband usually finds himself without any leverage on his side when negotiating a settlement amount. The reason why is because the wife has many things that she can do against the husband and his relatives. She can file various criminal cases, she can seek maintenance of all sorts, she can seek residence orders in the house of the husband, and many more things that the wife can do against the husband. However, the husband finds himself with just the ability to file either a divorce case or a restitution of conjugal rights case, which in any case does not make the wife or the wife's family feel that there is substantial damage that can happen to the wife or her family, because of which they do not really feel any need to back down from the cases that are filed by them against the husband and his family members. And because of this, whenever the parties do come to talk about settlement, to talk about a final sum which can be paid by the husband to the wife to effectively put an end to all of the matrimonial litigation going on in all courts of law and sometimes before the police as well, the husband usually finds that he is not able to really negotiate on the amount that has been quoted by the wife and her family members. If he has the capacity to pay, if the wife knows that there is sufficient funds available with the husband, in all probability, just to avoid all of these cases, he must concede. However, we started doing this a few years ago, and some of these things take a little bit of time, but there have been phenomenal results when the husband and his family members go beyond the usual divorce and restitution of conjugal rights matters, and they go into the realm of seeking civil and criminal remedies against the opponents, that is, in these cases, the wife and her family members. I have seen nothing short of miracles happen on so many occasions. Just today, and this is the reason why I was inspired to make this video, a client called me up and told me a huge settlement sum was arrived at a few months ago between him and his wife, which again failed because the wife said, I want certain X amount of money more on account of certain articles that are still with you. And the husband client came to me and said that he wishes to proceed against the wife with all the civil and criminal remedies that he has available against her and her family members. And we've done it a bunch of times. We did it for this client as well. We filed civil criminal cases in different courts as per the facts of the case, the jurisdiction, territorial, pecuniary, everything, taking it into consideration, and we filed these cases. And when summons went out in these cases against the wife and her family members, all of a sudden, just a few days thereafter, the client gets a call. Another round of negotiations happened, which again failed, and a few days later, another round of negotiations happened, after which the client told me that he was able to successfully reduce the alimony being sought by the wife in these negotiations by 50%. And this sum is not a low sum. It was quite a large sum of money, and the client was able to shave off 50% of the amount in this scenario. Just a few months ago, this exact thing happened, and it's happened on a bunch of occasions. Some clients who are more eager to get rid of the matter and get over these things, they negotiated to maybe say 70-80%. Some of them who are hell-bent. I have this one client who told me that he will pay lawyers as much money as is needed, but he does not wish to pay his wife who was having an affair and who was extremely cruel with him. He did not want to give her a single rupee. I honestly told him that I did not believe that it would be possible. However, just because of the pressure of the civil criminal remedies sought by the husband and his relatives against the wife and her relatives, when these matters reached the wife and her relatives, they backed down. They asked for a very, very small token amount of money, which the client again refused. And I thought that this is just going to stretch out because the wife is also not going to agree to it. But surprisingly, the wife agreed to a zero-sum settlement amount because of the cases that were filed against her. Some of these cases, the moment the opposite party receives the summons, they say, we do not want to get into even more protracted litigation. And some of these cases, the wife takes a few months, maybe, say 6-8 months. But on a lot of occasions, there has been phenomenal success that a lot of husbands have achieved because of the cases of them seeking civil and criminal remedies against the wife and her relatives. And when people ask me, what do you mean by civil criminal remedies? In civil remedies, you are seeking compensation from the wife and her relatives for the wrongful acts that have been committed by them against you. And in criminal remedies, you are seeking that the same people go to jail again for the acts that they have committed against you. And when these cases are filed, there is a large propensity, because the other party sees that there is something that I can lose as well. At which point they come and say, let us negotiate the matter. And then it is at that point of time that on a lot of occasions I've seen, as I've discussed in the prior few minutes, husbands having seen phenomenal results. This is something that I believe, if a husband is facing these kind of situations, wrongful allegations by the wife, and the other party is just desirous of a large payday, this is something that husbands should definitely consider. File your own cases, seek your own remedies. This should hopefully get you some relief when it comes to negotiating down on the alimony amount.